everyone. Thank you for being with us today.
Hello.
I think I have a very interesting press conference. First and foremost, I want to compliment the Cocoa Tigers. They won the championship after finishing the season 15-0. It was the
That's pretty
Atlantic
good.
Coast Youth Athletics Association. And they beat the Thoroughbreds 26-6.
Oof.
I mean, they didn't just beat them, they ran over them. And the Thoroughbreds were from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
I don't know if any of you have ever been to Philadelphia before. Not the best place to visit. Would not put that on your itinerary if you're trying to travel a nation.
So, Cocoa Tigers, you did it the right way. That's teamwork with
The Cocoa Tigers. Yep. All right.
great young men doing the right thing. Now I want to introduce you to 8 of the Thoroughbreds. And here they are.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Hold on.
You to 8 of the Thoroughbreds.
The Thoroughbred Thieves. Oh my God, this guy is hilarious. Oh, okay.
And here they are. You look at the Thoroughbreds and you
Thoroughbred
find out
Thieves.
what were they doing? What were they doing on Saturday morning? Well,
What
let me
were they
tell you
doing?
what they were doing.
Tell me.
They Ubered from where they were staying. They had come from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, down to the Dick's Sporting Good in Posner Park.
Mm-hmm.
Not only did they Uber down there to shop, they had no intentions of paying for their product.
Surely not. Surely they had full intentions on paying for everything that they were taking. I'm sure.
So they came into the store in 2 groups, and they began to systematically steal product.
Ooh.
And that's exactly what they did. They stole, and they stole, and they stole, and they stole, and they stole. Yeah. How do you like that?
Bro. That's literally longer than a freaking grocery list. So what the hell?
This is everything that they stole. And guess what?
Wait a minute. $115 for a jogger and $110 for some Under Armour? Wait a minute. Why do they steal a Nike's Woman's Swift Repel packable running jacket? I didn't see any women in that photo. Carry on.
As we've said before, you can't go any place, anytime
Inflation's real.
that you're not on a camera. So Dick's Sporting Goods knows that they're stealing because they're watching this systematic, organized theft ring called a football team.
Oh, a systematic theft ring called a football team. I guess that's what we should expect from the Thoroughbred Thieves.
Now, not only did they steal 47 items, but ostensibly, they may have cost their team the championship.
Which that might be worse than stealing all those items, you know, traveling all the way down to Florida from Philly just to catch that L. I'm not really sure which one's worse, boys. I'm not really sure.
And the football game, because I don't know if these all were starters or not, but I can tell you that we were finishers.
This man really just said, I'm not sure if they were starters, but we are the finishers. This man's a freaking American hero, I swear to God.
We arrested them. We took them to the Juvenile Assessment Center, and we put them in lockup. But I want to introduce you to their coach.
That's not good.
His name's Raynon Bynes, B-Y-N-E-S. So when we notify the coach who is responsible for them, you would think he would be interested in holding them accountable and responsible. Instead, he goes to the deputies and begs them not to take these young men into custody.
Imagine being the man responsible for all these kids. And not only do they, I don't know if they snuck away, I don't know if he knew that they were gone, but not only do they go and commit crimes under your watch and your leadership, but then you don't even want them punished. You want a little slap on the hand. Bro, I'm sorry, this is Florida. We don't play that shit. We do not play that shit.
Oh, don't arrest them. Drop the charges. Let them go. And then when we said no, then they go to Dick's Sporting Goods to the manager and said, oh, don't charge them. Don't charge them.
You see, this is why cities like Philly and Atlanta and Chicago, all these massive cities, have all these crimes with the youth. There's no repercussions for their actions, and the people who are in charge of them don't even want to enforce any discipline into them. So it's just a vicious cycle. These kids are going to grow up, and their kids are going to do the same thing, and it's just going to keep on and keep on going. It's ridiculous.
They were not taking bubble gum one piece to chew. They stole over $2,000 worth of products, over 47 different products they stole.
47 different products that added up to $2,000 or over $2,000. I'm glad I don't shop at Dick's Sporting Goods. That's crazy expensive.
And then when it was evident that they were going to be arrested, then the coach says, don't you guys have anything better to do?
Again, this is probably why these kids did what they did. They have no role models in their lives teaching them right from wrong. And instead of blaming the kids, he wants to blame the deputies and the sheriff's department for doing their job. Yeah, that makes sense.
What are all these deputies doing here? Don't you have anything better to do than arrest these kids? Listen, I don't know how you do things in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, but in Polk County, Florida, we'd lock you up.
Lock them up. Lock them up, Grady. Lock them up.
For stealing, for being a thief. So this is part of a football team. This is also the Thoroughbred Thieves, and it's their choice. It's their choice to go to jail because they Ubered down and were actively ripping off Dick's Sporting Goods. 47 items, I believe they were caught with. So at the end of the day, the message is clear, not just in this Christmas season, but anytime. All of these stores have cameras. And we have a relationship.
That's another thing that I find crazy. You go into a massive store that has, not only does the store have cameras, but there are cameras along the streets and at stoplights and whatnot, ring cameras. There's cameras everywhere. If you go out into public, odds are, at some point, if not for the majority of your time out in public, you're going to be on camera. So, and they Ubered. They used the Uber app to go to this place. So the app itself has a record of them traveling to and fro. These kids are.
Relationships with all of these stores. If you come here to Polk County and steal, there's no notices to appear. There's no warnings. You're in handcuffs and taken to the county jail or taken to juvenile lockup.
As it should be.
Period. You don't want to go to jail? You don't want to go to juvenile lockup? Don't steal.
Pretty easy.
We choose to arrest you. You chose to
Pretty
be arrested.
Easy.
And that's the way it is. And for the coach, you're way off base here, buddy. Way off base.
Way off base here, buddy. It's like the white version of you're a fucking retard. Shut up.
You're the ultimate loser. If you'd been coaching these kids upright, if you knew where they were, if you didn't allow them to Uber away, they would have played in a ball game Saturday night. So you have a compare and contrast here. Let me tell you, this is the heroes. This is the coach and the team.
Hey, Cocoa Tigers, let's go, baby. Cocoa Tigers. Way better than the Thoroughbred Thieves. This shit is crazy.
That did it right. And I'm so proud of it.
Also, I hope to God that these kids were starters, because 26-6 in a championship game, not good. Not good.
And I'm proud of their 15-0 season. That's a great group of young men there. And this was their opponent Saturday night, absent these 8 guys. Because, you know, it's hard to be on the football field when you're locked up.
Truer words have never been spoken. Kind of hard to play ball whenever you're behind bars. But that's where they belong.
Is there any questions?
Sheriff, is this type of organized crime, is this something you see a lot this time of year?
Do you know?
Of course. It's the Christmas holidays. Of course there's going to be a lot of crime going around this time of the year. Yeah, of course.
We see theft go up around the Christmas times for obvious reasons. There's a lot of people that need product for gifts in small order. I am hugely frustrated with this. The coaching, the supervision wasn't there, or these kids wouldn't have been running wild. These kids knew better. Maybe you steal stuff in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and get away with it. Hey, here's...
You know what they say, travel to Florida, especially Polk County, on vacation and leave on probation. It is what it is.
Here's a note to people in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. If you hold kids accountable and responsible, and they know if they go in a store and steal, they're going to be held accountable, they don't do it.
Exactly. If they know there's going to be punishment, the odds of them doing it are going to be drastically reduced. I mean, they're still going to have your outliers of people who just don't care or just, whatever. They're going to do whatever the hell they want to do. But when you have no accountability, the odds of them doing things like stealing or other crimes are going to skyrocket. It's fucking simple math.
You didn't see 8 kids from Polk County in a store this weekend stealing.
Nope, sure didn't. Nope.
And
tell them, Grady.
150,000 people in this county. Well, and then you have a coach comes down there and tries to beg them out of it instead of
that's pathetic. That is absolutely pathetic.
Holding them accountable. It's frustrating. But our crime in Polk County is a 53-year low. Ask and see if crime in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania is a 53-year low.
Nope. Sure ain't.
They were taken to the juvenile center. What's next?
Juvenile Assessment Center.
Have they had their first appearances?
What happens is they will be referred for criminal charges to the state attorney's office and the juvenile system. And at that point in time, they'll have to come back. So they're all going to have another trip to Polk County.
Oof.
Because they're going to be held accountable.
And I got a good feeling that they're going to be having to pay for it out of their own pocket. So play it yourself. I mean, honestly, by the time you deal with all these court fees, all the travel, the hotels to stay in and everything, was it really worth it? I don't think so.
Here for their criminal conduct. It's a felony. They were charged with felony retail theft and also conspiracy to commit felony retail theft. And it's ironic that they would try that in Polk County to start with. The next thing that is interesting is we have one of the few organized retail crime teams in the state of Florida in Polk County.
You fucked up. You fucked around and you played yourself.
So there's your sign.
Were any of them apologetic or?
No, none of them confessed. None of them talked.
Of course not. They have zero accountability for themselves. They're not sorry, and odds are they're probably going to do it again. It is what it is. I don't know the laws for Philadelphia, I'm not sure if they have the same dumb thing in California where you have to steal like either $900 or $1,000 worth of items in order to get arrested. But they try to play by their rules from Philly. They try to come down to here to Florida. They fucked around and they found out.
And they were ultimately charged and will be charged as we talk about here. But here's what's interesting about it. They let the team down. What about the rest of the kids on the team?
That's another thing. I didn't even think about that. So not only did you fuck yourselves over, but you decided to abandon all of your teammates who also traveled down here, weren't out committing crimes. And if any of you or any of them were starters or, key players on the team, you not only let yourselves down, but you let your team down. I don't know, man.
Came from Philadelphia to compete for a national championship. These guys let the rest of the team down.
Yep.
It's a shame for the rest of the thoroughbreds, but
Thoroughbred Thieves.
It goes to show you can do the right thing and win championships. They did the right thing. You can do the wrong thing and end up in jail and let your football team down. So they'll never know whether or not they could have bested this really great team from Cocoa. But I tell you this.
Tell me, Grady.
If you steal in Polk County, you go to jail. And I don't want to hear you whine and you're complaining and you're belly aching and all of that nonsense. If you don't steal, we're your new best friends. If you steal, we're your worst enemy.
Boom. There it is. I mean, it's pretty simple. You don't fuck around in Polk County. I feel like that's fairly widely known, at least across the state. I don't know if they've ever heard of Sheriff Grady Judd, but they've heard of him now.